Hello, my name is Katherine Wiltshire, and this is a reflective video of my experience throughout the BIA110 unit. At the beginning of the study period, I felt very lost and frustrated, but as I embraced the design process and collaborated with fellow students and tutors, I gained clarity. I understood my chosen site well, although my visual communication of my investigations could benefit from improvement. For example, the intention behind this image was to show the different types of activities and the amount of people undertaking those activities on site. However, the different sized icons did not clearly articulate the volume of people or the way they moved around the site. A diagram such as this may have provided further information to the viewer. I intend to spend more time sketching, improving my hand drawing, and learning more about diagramming. At the beginning of Assessment 2, I felt like giving up. My models and designs kept falling flat, and I felt like I was not getting anywhere. I started over a number of times before I realised that my problem was with my concept. It was not clear, and as a result, my models were not connecting any dots. In future projects, my initial aim would be to ensure my concept is clear before moving forward. The concept that I developed was cocoon. I was drawn to this idea as I believed myself to be quite an introvert, and I was seeking to change this. I realised that I was not alone in seeking transformation. Many of the visitors to the site were seeking change, either by way of fitness or a mental change from the daily stresses of life. Use of the site transforms during the day as it becomes hotter under the midday sun and people seek out rest and shelter from the heat. Developing a clear concept allowed me to move forward and begin the process of developing and abstracting a suitable form for the one-to-one parasite. The journey to reach this realisation has also taught me to trust the process. Receiving regular feedback allowed me to see the bigger picture and realise errors that were not immediately apparent to me. I'm used to problem solving as I create, and so it was a challenge for me to plan and prepare for construction without physically making the structure. I think I would have benefited from spending more time testing materials and joints before trying to make the full-size structure. If I was to make this parasite again in the future, there are some areas that could be improved. To begin with, the occupation of the structure would have been more comfortable if it was a little larger, particularly around the head and chest area, to allow for more movement inside. I would also consider an alternative way of joining the outer shell together, as the hinge that I had envisaged did not work and it was quite weak. I ended up wrapping it with reinforcing tape as an afterthought. Perhaps a welded metal framework might have been a better option. I would pay more attention to the interior aesthetics next time, as some of the joints were not precise. Even considering these changes, I am quite happy with the outcome of the one-to-one scale model. I am pleased that it closely resembles the sketch model, and I received very positive feedback from viewers on location. I was quite surprised by how many of the passers-by came up to me to ask questions and provide feedback when I was on location. However, I did feel very uncomfortable when the cocoon was completely wrapped and I did not see them coming. I initially thought that being mostly enclosed would provide me with the greatest sense of security. However, this was not the case. I could hear people talking about me, but I could not see them. I found this very uncomfortable. When it became time to start removing pieces of the shell, I felt very relieved. Peeling away small sections allowed me to see the passers-by while I was still wrapped up within the cocoon. I started off by peeling away pieces at the front of the structure, as this gave me the best view of the people walking past with minimal exposure. I did have to be careful which ones I peeled away first, as it was beginning to get quite warm on site and the sun was shining straight through onto my legs. I did not feel as exposed as I thought I would at the end of the experiment when the cocoon was completely unwrapped. I was surprised by how comfortable I felt talking to strangers who had questions about my designs and about why I was sitting on the site. It is now clear to me that I am less of an introvert than I once thought. Although having the framework around me helped to make me feel more protected, even though I was in complete view from the outside. Overall, the experience was much better than I had expected. I learned to have more confidence in myself and to feel comfortable in exposed situations. This unit has also provided me the opportunity to improve my oral presentation skills and share my ideas and designs with fellow students and tutors. I am very proud of my achievements this study period and the personal growth that I have experienced. Thank you very much for watching my presentation.